Well, it's been interesting, to put it politely. I think the first week has reminded us why so few Labour MPs thought Jeremy Corbyn could win. He's not a particularly compelling speaker. He is outside of the political mainstream, which we were all shown when he refused to join in singing God Save the Queen at St Paul's at the Battle of Britain Memorial Service. But I think we've also seen something else here, which is why I think he will survive as Labour leader for quite some time, is he's got a massive mandate from his supporters, winning the leadership with 60% of the vote on the first round in a four-candidate field. And he also wants to do politics differently in a way that I think that could strike some kind of chord. And I think you saw that at PMQs today, when rather than going for the kind of classic confrontational approach, he read out questions from members of the public. Now, ultimately, I don't think that does the job of holding the Prime Minister to account, but I think voters could find it refreshing. But in the long term, I think Jeremy Corbyn is an electoral disaster for Labour. Well, it changes the dynamic of that contest, because it had always been assumed that Labour would campaign for in, but I think that is by now no means certain. You know, someone familiar with his views on the matter says that Jeremy Corbyn is 90% an outer. I think it actually also gives David Cameron an opportunity, because with Labour now split on the European question for the first time, I think Cameron can offer some concessions that he's probably going to end up having to offer Tory MPs in the end now and not be attacked by Labour. So I think he can declare that the Tory party machinery will stay neutral during the campaign, and that once renegotiation is over, Tory ministers and MPs can have a free vote. And it's very hard to see how Labour could attack him for doing that. I think Eurosceptic Tory MPs think Boris Johnson is moving their ways. They cite several things. First of all, Boris's view that the City of London would do just fine outside the EU that he's expressed in various private meetings. Secondly, the kind of private moral support that he gave some of the people who rebelled against the government to defeat it on the Purdah rules for the referendum. And finally, it is, I think, becoming increasingly clear that Boris Johnson needs to do something different if he's going to end up becoming Tory leader, if he's going to beat George Osborne. And back in the no campaign is the obvious way to do that. And it was very striking in a poll this week that among people who voted Tory at the general election, already more of them want to leave than stay.